guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today I have a very quick tech tip video for you on a 2021 and up Yamaha MT-09. We already released an EVOS frame slider installation video. This episode will serve as supplemental information for that particular installation. So if you are considering purchasing this EVOS frame slider set, or you already have it and you're about to install it, please watch both videos before proceeding to the install. The reason we're shooting this tech tip is because the original units we were supplying had this bracket that replaces the OEM bracket here, and tolerances for Yamaha build tolerances were not considered in the specification of building this bracket. So we have rolled out with a new bracket that opens up the tolerances and is therefore compatible with all of these bikes across the board. Over time, we've realized from installing these and customers using them that sometimes Yamaha has installed the motor in the frame in such a way that when you loosen some of these bolts, it does tweak a little bit. No matter what you do, what sequence you take, it'll tweak just a little bit. And if it does, on those bikes that it does do that on, you will be out of tolerance with hole centers. So we've developed a new bracket that has slotting to all these screws and enables you to position it in a place where everything will fit nice and neat, simple, and it won't damage the threads. All right, so let me grab some tools, let me grab some parts, and I'll show you what this entails. So in our main installation video, Mark has already gone over the different tool types and sizes that are being used, the torque specs that are going to be used to tighten all these components, and also the importance of only dropping one mount at a time and leaving the other ones in place. So I'm not going to repeat those details. I'm just going to follow along what Mark instructed. I'm just going to add my 2 cents to several of the steps. Let's drop this bracket set. Now that we have access here, we are going to remount our new Womet-Tech bracket. We'll start with the 2 smaller screws into the frame. Going to engage all the threads on all the fasteners. Then I'm going to go close to bottom, but leave some adjustability. So the slotting worked into this bracket will permit the bracket to place itself where it needs to be. Now we still have some adjustability beyond that. So what we want to do is just put it right to the center of the range of adjustability fore and aft, up and down. And we'll approximate that location. Tighten this down. We're going to loosen and retighten at the very, very end one more time. Now let's jump to the forward location. I'm going to drop this bolted connection. So here the hardware set is, there's a collet on the inside that may come out on you. So if it does, the flat side, the flat face goes towards the motor and the conical shape goes outboard, and then the cone piece that goes into the collet goes with the conical face into the conical face of the collet. We leave the hardware out, and then we have a spacer here. For this particular side, there's a longer spacer that looks like this, has 3 diameters and steps. The forward spacer has 2. We are going to mount our right side set with the smaller spacer up front using the appropriate screw. Get that guy threaded in. Gonna get it snug to the point where it barely moves. It only allows me a little bit of adjustability up and down. Then I'm gonna grab the hardware and the spacer. Get those guys aligned here and start threading this in. If you encounter a lot of tightness between this bolt and its receiving thread here, that means that we will have to loosen this bracket here, and that's okay because all of the hardware still has access to the screw heads. In my case, it ended up going in just fine. It probably will tighten up towards the bottom. So what we'll do is get it nice and close, tighten the forward one just a little bit more. We'll torque it at the very end. And now I'm going to loosen the rear, readjust it so that it sits in the most natural position to this configuration. All you need to do is crack it loose. Everything else adjusts itself. Tighten this guy down. And then tighten the bracket on the frame. And now we can proceed to the actual torque specs. All right, in foot-pounds, that was 44, 33, 33, and 18.5 for both of these. That's pretty much it to this process. The left side of the bike follows the same logic. So armed with this information and all the information in our original install video, you will have success installing these parts on your own. Thanks for watching. See you later.